For millions of professionals, the physical boundary between living and working has completely collapsed. A space designed for family dinners is now routinely swallowed up by glowing screens, tangled chargers, and endless stacks of paperwork. We operate in a state of constant digital availability. Slack notifications, email pings, and video calls ring through our living rooms all day long. Yet, despite this high volume of digital contact, remote workers report a profound, lingering sense of professional isolation. To understand why, we can look at the academic field of computer-supported cooperative work, or CSCW. This discipline studies how people use collaborative technology. The research reveals that while these enterprise systems successfully connect us for operational tasks, they completely fail to support genuine, unscripted social interaction. We are connected, but we are not communicating. When you combine that lack of human connection with physical confinement, the result is severe cognitive fatigue. You spend 10 hours negotiating contracts or analyzing data, and when the workday ends, you are still sitting in the exact same chair, staring at the exact same wall. The burnout sweeping through the remote workforce is not caused by a lack of communication apps. It is a direct result of the destruction of the physical and psychological borders that once separated our careers from our private lives. The strain of a boundaryless environment goes beyond simple annoyance. It triggers a phenomenon known as decision fatigue, driven by the visual clutter of makeshift home offices. This dual-axis graph tracks how our bodies react to our physical surroundings. The data shows a direct correlation. As the visual clutter of a room increases, think exposed wires, mismatched furniture, and scattered hardware, human cortisol levels and cognitive strain show a measurable spike. Your brain is expending energy just trying to process the chaos. Then there is the physical toll of standard fast furniture. In a typical low-end setup, the furniture remains static. Instead of the chair adapting to support the natural curvature of the human body, the human spine is physically forced to adapt to the rigid plastic and flat padding of the standard chair. Overhead, there is an invisible hazard baked into standard residential lighting. Most homes use static 5700 Kelvin cool white LEDs. When you work late under these lights, the blue wavelengths enter your eyes and trick your brain into thinking it is still midday, actively suppressing your body's natural melatonin production completely. A standard remote workspace is an actively hostile environment. It is fighting your natural biological rhythms, taxing your nervous system, and degrading your posture, hour by hour. By 2026, the elite standard for home offices has shifted toward a concept called restorative architecture. This design philosophy focuses on the intentional creation of physical boundaries to support the body and regulate the mind. The first step is spatial zoning. Designers install distinct physical dividers, like floor-to-ceiling glass partitions or massive custom cabinetry. These elements create non-permeable psychological zones. When you step past that glass, you are at work. When you step out, work stays behind. Inside that zone, aesthetics focus on a principle called quiet luxury. Instead of chaotic, loud colors, the environment relies on hypertexture. Designers layer authentic, high-quality materials, Italian full-grain leather, authentic solid wood, and hand-woven wool. This provides calming, tactile input that grounds the occupant without causing visual fatigue. To protect focus, acoustic-absorbing materials are strategically integrated into the walls and fabrics. This eliminates the cavern effect, that harsh, echoing sound common in homes with hard floors, and completely isolates the workspace from the daily noise pollution of the rest of the house. These explicit physical, textural, and acoustic boundaries act as neurological triggers. They give the brain clearly defined cues that separate the pressure of the workday from the peace of the home. To heal the nervous system, restorative architecture relies on circadian sync lighting. These systems act as biological time givers, automatically adjusting the light in the room to mimic the natural progression of the sun. This curve maps light temperature over a day. It shifts from a crisp 5,000 Kelvin morning light down to a 2,200 Kelvin evening glow. Zooming in, standard LEDs suppress melatonin by 12%, causing stress. Amber light reduces this to 3%, allowing natural rest. The environment is further softened through biophilic design. By bringing physical plant life and natural water features into the office, the space naturally lowers amygdala stress triggers. Aligning the indoor environment with outdoor biological realities turns the office into an active healing mechanism. It works with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them. The final piece of the 2026 standard is smart minimalism. This is the mandate that high-tech functionality must maintain a low-tech, serene appearance. You no longer see exposed levers or heavy plastic frames on seating. Complex, weight-sensitive ergonomic tracking mechanisms are now engineered to hide entirely within sleek, traditional furniture silhouettes. The support is there, but the machinery is invisible. Surfaces become smart. You place your smartphone directly onto a seamless stone nightstand or desk, and it instantly begins to charge. There are no plastic charging pads and zero black cables snaking across the desk. This invisible support completely eliminates visual noise. It allows for maximum productivity and technical performance without the sterile, overwhelming aesthetic of a corporate cubicle. True luxury in the remote work era is a meticulously engineered environment. It is a space that protects your biology, supports your focus, and successfully rebuilds the wall between your career and your life.